I'm going to try and make a nebula in Lightwave today using 2025. Got myself a sphere here. Going to measure this at about 2 inches. I think it's, yep, 2 inches. Go ahead and import it over here into layout. I think I'm going to make it, actually just shrink it down 0.5. Dope! I don't have my auto key on, so I have to I'm going to hit enter again to create it at 0, and that way it remembers when I scrub the time slider. Alright, and I need to go ahead and make this an emitter. Go ahead and pop up the emitters panel. Go ahead and fill that object. The intensity is the same, should be the same. I think this needs to be 1, 2, 1, and 1. Go ahead and add a container. And zoom out on this. For sure, I just need it to be like 3 feet. I'm going to knock my voxel size down. Change my content directory. I have one already made over here. Call it TFD Cache Nebula. It gives me a good place to cache it for this scene. Actually, go ahead and hit save this scene. I'm going to save it as nebula. I think I want this to be 2. I'm going ahead and close all my boundaries. I'm not going to change this time scale yet. I think the wind direction should be 0. Vorticity of 9. Change this to density. And do 5 inches here. Point 7, 8, 7, 4. Point 0, 0, 1, I think. Do the density on. Do the same thing. Point 0, 0, 1. Gravity 3 inches. Don't need any fuel or burn. Change this to density with no shader. Go straight to smoke shader here, to the density channels. Color and opacity. I'm going to start off with 5,000. but I'm going to change that later. I think I want this to be some sort of green. Pretty close to the bottom, but not, or the top, but not all the way. I'm going to make a red one here. Like 20. Make another one. Have this be black. 65. Another one down here. This will be a dark blue. And I think I'm just going to make a copy of this. Oops. I could just make it one here. Make it black. Bring it down to like 90. 98, we'll say. I change this to the fluid channel. Change this to 1 inch. Yeah, everything's the same there. I'm going to turn off this fire shader, which will make it so I don't have to use any of these other settings. Alright, I think I'm ready to start my sim. Yeah, we can take a look-see here in VPR now. Oh, no, we can't. Let me turn this ball off. And then we'll go over to, what's it under render properties? Turn the volumetrics, legacy volumetrics on. Alright, so I'm not happy with that. Let's see what else we can do here. Let's go back to about 70. You know what I need to do? Most likely is turn down the smoke shader's opacity here, like considerably. I'm going to go all the way to 50. That's not too bad. Let's go ahead and turn the backdrop off. I'm also going to bring this down, bring it like this some. I just rotate it around till I see a version I like. That looks alright. I'm just gonna change my environment light real quick. Let's see. Go ahead and hit the properties on that. And right click and import a textured environment. Double click on it and go to texture. And I got a EXR I'm going to use. Change this to the y-axis. Turn these guys off. Yeah, that don't look too bad. Alright, so what do I want to do? Change the timing on this. So in simulation timing, I'm going to make an envelope, and I like what it looks like at 70 here. So at frame 70, I'm going to add a keyframe. Put this back at 1. And another keyframe right behind it. And this one can go to 0. That way, when it gets to 70, instead of continuing on, it will stay right at this shape and form. So now from frame 70 to 120, I can take the camera and rotate it around. Well, 71 I should say, because it does move slightly still before it stops. So 71, go to camera. I'm going to match my viewpoint perspective on the selected camera. Hit enter so it remembers. I'm hitting 6 on my keypad to change the camera view. And now I can move the camera around this. Hit enter again twice, and then that way I can zoom around it. Or pan around it. Hit enter, or hitting S to save my scene. Take another look-see at it. All this color out down here is in the EXR. That's kind of cheating, I guess, so. Actually, let me change that to use global again. Or no, that did not fix it, so let me change texture to, I'm going to try the Z. Not sure why it's not just looking good across the preview window here, but it was also running vertical instead of horizontal, which it should be horizontal. Yeah, that's better. It looks like it's, I don't know. That's not what the focus of this is though. But what we could do here, that would be kind of cool, is to create, I guess a distant light maybe. Let's go and add a distant light. Guess we could call it star. And go to the properties. Turn on lens flare. Turn on some of these settings. I don't really, I mean, this is up to you, red, outer glow, what kind of star you're looking for, but I turned it off for a basic white star. I'm going to do the 4x4 points. Some anamorphic distortion. Turn the random streaks off. Now, you cannot see this. I'm going to turn this down to 5. It's right in the middle. It would look like a true nebula with the, I mean, quite likely, with the exploded star at the center of it. Let's see. Let's change to point this light at the camera actually. So I'm going to point it right at me where I'm at here. Actually, let me change it back to 71, and then I should actually go to motion options and target the camera so it follows the camera. There we go. Back on camera mode. Anyways, you're not going to see this because it's inside the TurbulenceFD container. And actually it can be in the container, it just can't be anywhere where voxels are being created volumetrically, I guess. I don't know. But what you can do is turn the textured environment. I don't actually think you don't even have to turn it off. You just have to go ahead and render it out with the fluid container turned off. So from 71 to 120, you would render that out. Let me turn that ring off. I'm not too hip on the ring. Is that the anamorphic distortion? And turn that off too. And central ring, there we go. This is what the red outer glow is. It's kind of nice, but I'm going for this look right here. So, I don't know what this looks like. A little bit of distortion here along this axis. Anyways, you would render this out, and then you would come back and probably turn the star in the background texture thing off, and then reactivate your fluid container. And I'm just going to real quick do a render so you can see what I'm talking about. So you could render that out on in a 32-bit format like PNG or TGA, whatever your non-linear editor likes. Premiere does both fine these days. It used to be just a TGA thing, and now I'm pretty sure Premiere, since like 2019 or something, PNGs work perfectly good in it now too. So anyways, you have this alpha channel here built into this on the 32-bit, whatever 32-bit format you save it in, which is, when you go to your render settings, and you would pick your final render here as a PNG, and this says PNG 24, so that's not the right one. You want the PNG 32. You can use the Photoshop one too, but that's if drive space is no object, then use the Photoshop. But PNGs are the smallest one, and you get very good quality results and 32-bit transparency. So yeah, just go ahead and splice those together in your favorite nonlinear editor at the end there, and you could have that star will be right in the center of that as you're rotating around it. It'll give you a pretty nice nebula effect. Hope you like it.